Welcome to the audio shelf, a place where great books are not just read, they are experienced. Here we turn powerful ideas into immersive audio journeys so you can learn, reflect, and grow anytime, anywhere. Find a quiet moment, put on your headphones, and let the wisdom begin. For years, we believed that success belonged to the naturally gifted, the intelligent, the talented, the so-called born geniuses. We were taught that intelligence is fixed, that ability is something you either have or you don't. But what if that belief itself is the biggest obstacle to success? This simple idea would go on to change modern psychology and reshape how we understand learning, achievement, and human potential. Carol Dweck, a world-renowned psychologist, spent decades studying why some people thrive under challenge while others collapse at the first sign of difficulty. What she discovered had little to do with talent, intelligence, or luck. Instead, it had everything to do with mindset, a deeply held belief about how our abilities work. This belief quietly shapes how we learn, how we respond to failure, how we handle criticism, and how far we are willing to grow. Dweck's research revealed that talent alone does not guarantee success. In fact, talent can sometimes become a trap. When people believe they are naturally smart or gifted, they often avoid challenges that might expose weakness. Failure becomes frightening, not because it hurts, but because it threatens identity. The fear is no longer about learning. It is about being exposed. In contrast, people who believe abilities can be developed approach life differently. They embrace effort, persist through setbacks, and treat failure not as a verdict, but as feedback. The difference between these two approaches may seem subtle, but its impact is enormous. This belief system becomes the hidden factor behind learning, failure, and growth. Not intelligence, not confidence, but belief in the ability to change. Carol Dweck calls these belief systems mindsets. At its core, a mindset is the story we tell ourselves about who we are and what we are capable of becoming. Some people operate from a fixed mindset, believing their qualities are carved in stone. Others operate from a growth mindset, believing abilities are built through learning, effort, and time. This single distinction explains why two people with equal talent can end up with completely different lives. Mindset influences why some students love learning while others fear exams, why some professionals continue to evolve while others plateau, and why some relationships grow stronger through conflict while others fall apart. It shows us that success is often less about proving ourselves and more about improving ourselves. Since its publication, Mindset has transformed education by changing how teachers motivate students, reshaped business by helping leaders build cultures of learning instead of fear, influenced sports by revealing that champions are made through discipline rather than destiny, and deepened relationships by showing that growth, not perfection, is the foundation of lasting connection. This book does not promise instant success. Instead, it offers something far more powerful, a new way of seeing yourself. It reshapes your relationship with effort, with failure, and with challenge. As you listen to this audiobook summary, you will begin to recognize the mindset patterns shaping your own life, why you avoid certain challenges, why some failures feel personal, and how a simple shift in belief can unlock motivation, resilience, and long-term growth. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming who you are capable of becoming. And it all begins with how you think. Section 2, The Discovery of Mindset. Section 1. Opening Perspective. Why mindset changes everything. Carol Dweck's journey into the world of mindsets began with simple questions. Why do some students embrace challenges while others shy away? Why do some children persist in the face of failure while others crumble under the slightest setback? Her research focused on observing how students reacted to tasks that stretched their abilities, and the results were remarkable. In one experiment, children were given a series of problems to solve. Some were praised for their intelligence, while others were praised for their effort. The children who were told they were smart began to avoid challenging problems, fearing that failure would reveal they were not as intelligent as they had been told. In contrast, the children praised for effort welcomed difficult problems. They were more willing to take risks, learn from mistakes, and persist when tasks became tough. Dweck noticed patterns not just in classrooms but across all areas of life. She saw that praise, feedback, and early experiences shaped the way individuals perceive their abilities. Those with a fixed mindset believed that qualities like intelligence, talent, or personality were static. They felt pressure to prove themselves constantly, and failure threatened their sense of self. Those with a growth mindset, however, saw abilities as malleable, believing that effort, learning, and resilience could improve performance and lead to mastery. This discovery extended beyond children. In adults, it explained why some professionals plateaued despite talent, while others continued to grow and innovate. It clarified why some athletes give up when competition intensifies, while others thrive under pressure. Dweck realized that mindset was not just an internal belief, it shaped behaviors, decisions, and ultimately life trajectories. Perhaps most importantly, Dweck recognized that mindsets are not fixed. A fixed mindset can be transformed into a growth mindset with awareness, intention, and practice. The way we think about our abilities directly impacts the way we respond to challenges, setbacks, and criticism. Understanding this concept became the cornerstone of her work and the foundation of the book, Mindset: The New Psychology of Success. By studying children, students, athletes, and professionals, Dweck uncovered a universal truth. The ability to learn, grow, and succeed is deeply influenced by the mindset we adopt. It is not talent or intelligence alone that determines our path. It is the belief in the capacity to grow. This insight opened the door to a revolutionary approach to education, leadership, sports, and personal development, and it continues to inspire millions to rethink what is possible. Section 3. Fixed Mindset. Believing abilities are set in stone. A fixed mindset is the belief that our qualities, intelligence, and talents are predetermined and unchangeable. People with a fixed mindset see their abilities as a set of static traits. They believe they either have a gift for something or they don't. From this perspective, effort becomes unnecessary or even threatening because needing to try too hard could imply a lack of natural ability. This mindset creates a flow-driven approach to life. Challenges are avoided, risks are minimized, and failure becomes a reflection of one's identity rather than a stepping stone for growth. Feedback is often ignored or resisted because constructive criticism feels like a personal attack. Success, in the eyes of those with a fixed mindset, is about proving themselves, not improving themselves. Every setback becomes a test of worth rather than an opportunity to learn. In classrooms, this can manifest as students refusing to tackle difficult problems, avoiding tasks where they might fail, and obsessing over grades as proof of intelligence. In the workplace, employees with a fixed mindset may avoid tasks that challenge their comfort zone, fearing they will look incompetent. In relationships, it can show up as defensiveness and resistance to growth, where admitting mistakes feels like admitting fundamental flaws. The consequences of a fixed mindset are profound. It limits learning, stifles creativity, and restricts potential. By focusing on proving talent rather than cultivating it, individuals often plateau early. Moreover, a fixed mindset can create a culture of comparison and competition, where people feel the need to outperform others to validate themselves. It undermines collaboration, innovation, and the joy of discovery. Yet, recognizing the fixed mindset is the first step toward transformation. Awareness allows us to identify when we are avoiding challenges, fearing failure, or interpreting setbacks as evidence of inadequacy. By noticing these patterns, we can begin to challenge them, setting the stage for a shift toward a growth mindset. Understanding the fixed mindset is essential because it shows us what's holding us back and highlights the power that comes from changing how we think about ourselves. Section 4. Growth Mindset. The Power of Becoming. In contrast to the fixed mindset, the growth mindset is the belief that abilities, intelligence, and talents can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. People with a growth mindset understand that skills are not fixed and that challenges, mistakes, and setbacks are opportunities for growth rather than threats to self-worth. This belief fundamentally changes the way they approach life, work, and relationships. A growth mindset transforms how we view failure. Rather than seeing a mistake as proof of inadequacy, it is recognized as information, a signal of what to improve, a lesson to learn, and a step toward mastery. Setbacks are no longer shameful. They are part of the journey. Effort becomes a positive, a necessary ingredient for improvement, and not a sign of weakness. Criticism and feedback are welcomed as tools for learning, and the success of others is seen as inspiration rather than a threat. This mindset shapes behavior in powerful ways. Students with a growth mindset embrace difficult problems and persist even when they struggle. They understand that learning is a process and mastery takes time. Professionals continue to develop skills, innovate, and take risks, knowing that growth comes from practice and experimentation. Athletes thrive under pressure, using challenges to push their limits rather than fearing them. In relationships, a growth mindset encourages communication, patience, and adaptation, fostering stronger and more resilient bonds. Scientific research supports the benefits of a growth mindset. Studies in neuroplasticity show that the brain changes and strengthens through learning and practice. Every time we challenge ourselves and persist through difficulty, our brain forms new connections, making us more capable. This biological reality reinforces the psychological truth. Growth is possible at any age, in any field, and at any stage of life. Importantly, the growth mindset is not about blind optimism or effort without direction. It emphasizes the combination of hard work, strategy, reflection, and continuous learning. It is a realistic yet empowering view of human potential. People with a growth mindset understand that effort alone is not enough. They must learn, adapt, and seek out new strategies to improve. Adopting a growth mindset begins with awareness. It requires noticing fixed mindset thoughts and gently reframing them. It requires embracing challenges, persisting after failure, and valuing the process over immediate results. Over time, The growth mindset becomes a lens through which life is approached, one that turns obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and effort into achievement. The power of the growth mindset lies not only in what it allows us to achieve, but also in how it shapes our experience of life. It encourages curiosity over judgment, learning over proving, and progress over perfection. It opens the door to a life of continual improvement, resilience, and fulfillment, showing us that our potential is not set in stone. It is waiting to be cultivated. Section 5. Praise, Parenting, and Education. One of the most powerful insights in mindset is the effect of praise on how people perceive themselves. Many well-meaning parents and teachers unintentionally encourage a fixed mindset by praising natural intelligence or talent instead of effort and process. Statements like, "You're so smart" or "You're a natural" may seem encouraging, but they can create a fragile self-image. Children begin to equate success with being innately gifted and failure with being inherently deficient. In contrast, praising effort, strategy, persistence, and improvement fosters a growth mindset. When children hear, "You worked really hard on that," or "I'm proud of how you approached that challenge," they learn that success is the result of effort and learning, not a static trait. This subtle shift empowers them to embrace challenges, persist through difficulty, and value learning over mere performance. Dweck's research shows that classrooms emphasizing growth rather than innate ability dramatically change student behavior. Students in growth-oriented environments attempt harder problems, recover from setbacks, and develop resilience. They begin to see failure as a natural and necessary part of learning rather than as a judgment of their worth. Teachers who model a growth mindset themselves reinforce this approach by emphasizing the learning process, welcoming mistakes as opportunities, and encouraging reflection. The lessons extend beyond childhood. Parents and educators influence not just academic success, but the way children handle challenges throughout life. Praise that focuses on effort and learning encourages adaptability, curiosity, and lifelong motivation. Conversely, fixed mindset praise fosters dependence on validation, fear of mistakes, and avoidance of new or challenging experiences. Importantly, this approach does not mean children should never be told they are talented or intelligent. Rather, it emphasizes balance. Acknowledging ability is fine, but it should always be linked to effort and process. For example, saying, "You've worked so hard and improved a lot," recognizes achievement while reinforcing the idea that growth comes from persistence. In families and schools, this principle changes the trajectory of learning and development. It teaches children and adults that abilities are not fixed, that failure is not shameful, and that improvement is always possible. By shaping the messages we give to ourselves and others, we can cultivate resilience, curiosity, and a mindset that thrives on challenge and growth. Section 6. Mindset in School and Learning. Education is one of the most powerful arenas where mindsets reveal themselves. Students with a fixed mindset often approach school with a performance-oriented perspective. Their primary goal is to prove their intelligence and avoid looking inadequate. They fear difficult subjects, resist challenges, and view mistakes as personal failures, rather than opportunities to learn. This mindset can create a cycle of avoidance, underperformance, and declining motivation. In contrast, students with a growth mindset focus on learning and improvement. They approach difficult tasks as opportunities to expand their abilities. A poor grade does not define them. It becomes feedback, a signal for where to improve. These students embrace challenges, persist through setbacks, and understand that mastery is a process, not an innate gift. They are more resilient, more curious, and ultimately more successful in the long term. Dweck emphasizes the importance of cultivating a learning-oriented environment. Classrooms that prioritize growth over mere performance encourage students to take risks, ask questions, and engage deeply with the material. Teachers play a critical role by praising effort, strategies, and progress rather than labeling students as smart or talented. This shift fosters intrinsic motivation, helping students develop self-confidence rooted in their capacity to grow. The research also highlights the distinction between performance goals and learning goals. Performance goals focus on demonstrating ability and earning validation, whereas learning goals focus on acquiring skills, understanding new concepts, and improving over time. Growth mindset students are more likely to adopt learning goals, which enhances perseverance, creativity, and long-term achievement. Even standardized testing and grading can shape mindsets. When evaluations emphasize mastery and improvement rather than innate ability, students are more willing to engage with challenging material. Conversely, an overemphasis on grades, rankings, or natural talent can reinforce a fixed mindset, encouraging students to avoid tasks that might expose them to failure. Importantly, the lessons of mindset in school extend far beyond academics. Students learn how to handle challenges, cope with setbacks, and embrace lifelong learning. They develop resilience, adaptability, and a sense of agency that will serve them in careers, relationships, and personal pursuits. By fostering a growth mindset in learning, we are not only shaping academic success, but also cultivating the foundation for a lifetime of growth, curiosity, and achievement. Section 7. Mindset in sports. Talent versus training. Sports provide some of the clearest examples of how mindsets shape performance. For decades, society has celebrated natural talent, giving rise to the myth of the prodigy, the athlete who was simply born to excel. But Carol Dweck's research shows that talent alone rarely produces champions. What separates the best from the rest is not innate ability, but the mindset and effort applied to develop that ability. Athletes with a fixed mindset often believe that their talent defines them. They may avoid challenges that could expose weaknesses or stop trying when they encounter obstacles. Failure becomes a threat to their identity, and setbacks are discouraging rather than instructive. Even highly skilled athletes may plateau or crumble under pressure if they believe that their success must come effortlessly. Athletes with a fixed mindset often believe that their talent defines them. They may avoid challenges that could expose weaknesses or stop trying when they encounter obstacles. Failure becomes a threat to their identity, and setbacks are discouraging rather than instructive. Even highly skilled athletes may plateau or crumble under pressure if they believe that their success must come effortlessly. In contrast, athletes with a growth mindset embrace challenges as opportunities to improve. They understand that mastery requires dedication, practice, and the willingness to learn from mistakes. They welcome feedback, view setbacks as valuable information, and persist in refining their skills. Champions like Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, and countless Olympic athletes exemplify this mindset. They did not rely solely on talent, but built greatness through relentless effort, discipline, and continuous learning. Coaches play a pivotal role in shaping athletic mindsets. Coaches who praise effort, resilience, and strategic improvement cultivate growth-oriented athletes. Conversely, coaches who emphasize innate talent or reward only victories may inadvertently reinforce a fixed mindset, creating pressure to prove ability rather than encouraging development. A growth-focused coach fosters an environment where challenges are embraced, mistakes are analyzed, and success is the result of learning rather than mere talent. This principle extends beyond elite athletes. Anyone pursuing a skill, whether in music, art, or business, can benefit from viewing challenges as growth opportunities. When we focus on process rather than innate ability, we develop perseverance, adaptability, and resilience. We learn to take risks, recover from setbacks, and continuously push the boundaries of our potential. The lesson from sports is clear. Natural ability is only the starting point. True excellence is cultivated through practice, feedback, and a belief that improvement is always possible. The growth mindset transforms not just performance, but the experience of striving itself, turning effort into empowerment and setbacks into stepping stones toward mastery. Section 8. Mindset in business and leadership. The concept of mindset extends far beyond education and sports. It plays a transformative role in business and leadership. Organizations and leaders that operate with a fixed mindset often prioritize proving ability over learning, focusing on results at the expense of growth. This mindset can create cultures where mistakes are feared, innovation is stifled, and employees feel pressured to maintain an image rather than take risks to improve. Leaders with a fixed mindset may struggle to accept feedback or delegate effectively, fearing that their authority or intelligence will be challenged. They may avoid hiring or promoting individuals who seem more capable, viewing others' success as a threat. In such environments, people become cautious, collaboration diminishes, and opportunities for growth are lost. By contrast, leaders who adopt a growth mindset cultivate learning-oriented organizations. They see potential in employees and encourage experimentation, innovation, and resilience. Mistakes are reframed as learning opportunities, and challenges are embraced as occasions to strengthen the team. Leaders with a growth mindset model continuous improvement, demonstrate openness to feedback, and celebrate effort alongside results. A growth mindset also reshapes how companies approach problem-solving and innovation. Rather than punishing failure, they analyze it, extract lessons, and iterate. This fosters creativity, risk-taking, and long-term progress. Teams become more collaborative, motivated, and adaptive as members feel safe to share ideas, challenge assumptions, and contribute without fear of judgment. Hiring and talent development also benefit from this perspective. Companies that value potential and learning capacity over static credentials often cultivate more adaptable, capable, and innovative workforces. Leaders who focus on growth rather than innate talent create environments where employees continuously improve, develop new skills, and reach their potential. Ultimately, mindset in business and leadership is about fostering resilience, learning, and a culture of continuous development. It encourages individuals and organizations to move beyond the fear of failure, embrace challenges, and invest in growth. In doing so, it unlocks not just higher performance, but also more meaningful engagement, collaboration, and lasting success. Section 9. Mindset in relationships. Mindset plays a profound role not only in personal achievement, but also in how we connect with others. In relationships, a fixed mindset can manifest as rigidity, defensiveness, and fear of conflict. Individuals with a fixed mindset may believe that people's qualities are unchangeable, leading them to judge partners, friends, or colleagues harshly when disagreements arise. Challenges are seen as threats rather than opportunities to strengthen the bond, and criticism, real or perceived, can provoke resentment and withdrawal. A growth mindset, on the other hand, views relationships as dynamic and evolving. People with a growth mindset believe that individuals can learn, change, and improve over time. They approach conflicts with curiosity rather than judgment, seek to understand before being understood, and embrace challenges as opportunities to grow together. They recognize that effort, communication, and patience are essential to building lasting, meaningful connections. This perspective transforms how we handle disagreements. Instead of avoiding difficult conversations, growth-minded individuals engage openly, focusing on solutions and learning. They see mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities to understand themselves and others more deeply. Feedback from a partner or friend becomes a valuable tool for growth rather than a threat to ego. They celebrate progress and effort in themselves and in those around them, fostering mutual support and trust. Moreover, a growth mindset encourages empathy and adaptability. People become more willing to consider differing perspectives, experiment with new ways of connecting, and adjust behaviors when necessary. It allows relationships to become resilient in the face of stress, challenges, and change. Partners, friends, or colleagues are no longer static figures to be judged, but evolving individuals with whom growth is possible. Ultimately, adopting a growth mindset in relationships shifts the focus from proving oneself to improving the connection. It encourages collaboration over competition, understanding over judgment, and effort over perfection. By seeing both ourselves and others as capable of growth, we cultivate relationships that are more fulfilling, resilient, and meaningful over the long term. Section 10. Mindset and Failure. Failure is one of the most powerful teachers in life, yet how we interpret it depends entirely on our mindset. In a fixed mindset, failure is seen as proof of inadequacy. When people believe their intelligence or abilities are fixed, a mistake feels like a verdict. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. This fear of failure often leads to avoidance of challenges, diminished effort, and the inability to recover from setbacks. Success becomes a fragile image that must be defended at all costs. By contrast, a growth mindset transforms failure into feedback. Individuals with a growth mindset understand that mistakes are part of the learning process. Failure is information, not identity. It signals where improvement is needed and provides an opportunity to try new strategies. When we view failure this way, it loses its power to discourage and instead becomes a catalyst for growth. Dweck emphasizes the importance of reframing setbacks. Rather than asking, "Why am I failing?" a growth-minded person asks, "What can I learn from this experience?" This simple shift changes the emotional response from shame to curiosity, from fear to determination. It encourages persistence, problem-solving, and creative thinking, all of which are essential for long-term success. The lessons from failure extend across all areas of life: academics, sports, business, and relationships. Students learn resilience when they understand that a poor grade is not a judgment of their intelligence, but a guide for improvement. Athletes become stronger when they analyze mistakes and adjust training strategies. Professionals innovate more effectively when they view setbacks as stepping stones rather than dead ends. In relationships, growth-minded individuals approach challenges with the goal of understanding and improvement rather than blame. Dweck also introduces the power of the word yet. When we fail at something, saying, "I haven't mastered this yet," reinforces the idea that ability is not fixed and that improvement is possible. This mindset nurtures perseverance and patience, helping individuals to continue striving even when immediate results are not visible. Ultimately, the way we handle failure is a mirror of our mindset. A fixed mindset sees failure as defeat. A growth mindset sees failure as an essential part of learning. By embracing challenges, learning from mistakes, and reframing setbacks as opportunities, we can unlock potential, build resilience, and achieve lasting success. Section 11. Changing your mindset. The most empowering lesson in mindset is that our mindset is not fixed. Even if we have operated with a fixed mindset for years, it is possible to cultivate a growth mindset through awareness, intention, and practice. Change begins with recognizing when a fixed mindset is influencing our thoughts, behaviors, or responses to challenges. By noticing these patterns, we can start to consciously choose a different approach, one that emphasizes learning, effort, and improvement. Self-awareness is the first step. Paying attention to our inner dialogue helps us identify fixed mindset triggers. Do we avoid difficult tasks because we fear failure? Do we feel threatened when others succeed? Do we focus on proving ourselves rather than learning? Recognizing these patterns allows us to pause and make a conscious choice to respond differently. Next comes reframing. A simple shift in perspective, viewing challenges as opportunities, setbacks as feedback, and effort as the path to mastery, can transform our experience. We begin to embrace the process rather than obsess over results. Mistakes are no longer a source of shame but a source of valuable information. Criticism is no longer a threat but a tool for growth, and the success of others is no longer intimidating but inspiring. Practical strategies also reinforce mindset change. Setting process-based goals rather than purely outcome-based goals emphasizes effort and learning. Focusing on specific strategies, incremental improvement, and reflection encourages growth. Journaling about challenges, lessons learned, and steps taken can help solidify new thinking patterns. Surrounding ourselves with people who value learning, persistence, and improvement further reinforces the growth mindset. Adopting a growth mindset is not about perfection or constant positivity. It is a realistic approach that acknowledges difficulty, struggle, and failure, while emphasizing the potential to improve. It is about seeing every experience, good or bad, as an opportunity to learn and develop. Over time, repeated practice, reflection, and intentional choice strengthen the belief that growth is always possible. Ultimately, changing your mindset is about reclaiming control over your potential. It allows you to take ownership of learning, embrace challenges, and persist in the face of setbacks. By choosing growth over proof, effort over avoidance, and learning over judgment, we unlock resilience, creativity, and achievement. The power to grow, adapt, and thrive lies within each of us, waiting to be consciously nurtured. Section 12. The myth of the perfect growth mindset. While the growth mindset offers tremendous benefits, Carol Dweck cautions against misunderstanding it as a call for relentless optimism or effort without reflection. A growth mindset is not about being positive all the time, pretending challenges are easy, or denying real struggles. It is about realistic, intentional, and constructive approaches to learning and improvement. Even the most committed individuals often have areas where a fixed mindset still lingers. You may embrace growth in your career, but avoid challenges in social situations. You may persist in mastering a skill, but feel threatened by someone else's success. This is normal. The growth mindset is not a label but a practice, a way of thinking that requires continual awareness and adjustment. Another common misconception is that adopting a growth mindset means effort alone guarantees success. Effort without strategy or reflection is not enough. True growth requires learning from experience, adjusting approaches, and seeking feedback. It is about combining effort with intelligence, practice, and adaptation. The goal is progress, not perfection. Understanding this myth helps us approach growth mindfully. It reminds us that setbacks, mistakes, and mixed mindsets are part of the journey. What matters is the willingness to notice fixed mindset tendencies, experiment with new strategies, and consistently prioritize learning over proving oneself. Growth is a lifelong process, not a final destination. By acknowledging the imperfections in our thinking, we can embrace a growth mindset more effectively. It becomes a flexible, realistic framework that supports continual learning, resilience, and personal development. In short, the growth mindset is not about being flawless. It is about being committed to becoming better over time. Section 13. Applying mindset to everyday life. The principles of mindset extend far beyond academics, sports, or the workplace. They shape the way we live every day. By adopting a growth mindset, we can approach our careers, personal goals, health, creativity, and relationships with a perspective that emphasizes learning and improvement rather than proof or comparison. Every challenge becomes an opportunity, every setback a lesson, and every effort a step toward mastery. In our careers, a growth mindset encourages continuous learning and adaptability. We seek out new skills, embrace feedback, and view obstacles as opportunities for innovation rather than threats to our competence. Mistakes are analyzed to refine strategies, and competition is reframed as a chance to learn from others rather than a measure of worth. This mindset fosters resilience, leadership, and long-term achievement. In personal development and health, the growth mindset helps us embrace habits, training, and self-improvement without becoming discouraged by setbacks. Whether learning a new language, practicing an instrument, or managing fitness goals, viewing progress as incremental encourages persistence and patience. The word "yet" becomes powerful. I haven't mastered this yet. It reminds us that potential is always unfolding. In creativity and problem solving, a growth mindset fuels experimentation and exploration. It allows us to take risks, test ideas, and embrace failure as part of the innovation process. By removing the fear of judgment or failure, we unlock curiosity, flexibility, and imaginative thinking that drives personal and professional growth. Even in relationships, adopting a growth mindset transforms interactions. We recognize that people, and we ourselves, can change, improve, and learn from mistakes. conflicts become opportunities to deepen understanding, communication, and empathy. Challenges in relationships are not threats to identity, but invitations to grow together, fostering stronger and more resilient bonds. Ultimately, applying a growth mindset in everyday life is about shifting perspective. It is about focusing on learning and improvement rather than proving ourselves. It is about embracing effort, welcoming challenges, and seeing setbacks as information rather than judgment. When we apply these principles consistently, we cultivate a life of continual growth, resilience, and fulfillment. We become more adaptable, confident, and capable of achieving our full potential. Section 14. Final Integration. Becoming a lifelong learner. At its core, mindset is about cultivating a lifelong commitment to growth and learning. The distinction between a fixed and growth mindset is not just an academic concept. It is a practical framework for how we live, work, and relate to others. By embracing a growth mindset, we shift from a life focused on proving ourselves to a life dedicated to improving ourselves. A lifelong learner sees challenges not as obstacles, but as invitations to stretch, adapt, and evolve. They approach failure as feedback, criticism as guidance, and effort as the bridge to mastery. They celebrate progress, no matter how small, and understand that every experience, success or setback, offers an opportunity to grow. This perspective allows us to navigate life with resilience, curiosity, and courage. Growth is not linear. There will be setbacks, plateaus, and moments of self-doubt. Yet the growth mindset teaches that these moments are not indicators of permanent limitation. They are part of the learning journey. By persisting through difficulty, experimenting with new strategies, and reflecting on experiences, we continually expand our capabilities and deepen our understanding. Moreover, the growth mindset fosters a sense of empowerment and agency. We are no longer passive recipients of talent or circumstance. We are active participants in our development. We can shape our abilities, influence our outcomes, and respond to challenges with intention. This mindset creates a ripple effect, enhancing our performance, relationships, creativity, and overall well-being. Remember that the growth mindset is not about perfection. Everyone has moments of fixed thinking, moments of doubt, and moments when fear or ego may dominate. The key is to notice these moments and respond differently, to choose curiosity over judgment, learning over proving, and progress over perfection. Each step, no matter how small, contributes to growth and transformation. Carry these principles into your daily life. Embrace challenges, persist through setbacks, and approach effort as the path to mastery. Value feedback, reflect on experiences, and celebrate progress, however incremental. By doing so, you cultivate resilience, creativity, and the ability to thrive in any endeavor, academic, professional, personal, or creative. Ultimately, the journey of growth is a lifelong one. The power to develop your abilities, strengthen your character, and shape your future lies within you. Your potential is not fixed. It is created through awareness, effort, and a commitment to learning. By choosing a growth mindset, you are choosing a life of possibility, resilience, and continuous transformation. As you move forward, remember, it is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming the best version of yourself, capable, evolving, and endlessly growing. Your journey begins now, one thought, one effort, one step at a time. Thank you for spending this time with the Audio Shelf. If this audio added value to your life, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. It helps this shelf reach more listeners like you. Until next time, keep learning, keep reflecting, and keep growing. This is the Audio Shelf, where every story leaves you wiser.